Welcome. Well, you are at home with Jim and Joy, and you are an important part of our EWTN family. And we are delighted that you have welcomed us into your home. We certainly would love to hear from you, so send us an email with a question or a comment to jimandjoy@EWTN.com. And we're very excited about our guests today. They are Austin and Tracy Sewell, and today with them they have 5 children: Gabriel, Luke, Jacob, Joshua, and Jasmine. And the Sewells are the Knights of Columbus International Family of the Year for 2022. And we are privileged to have them, and you are going to be blessed to know them.
Yes.
And so we're preparing, getting ready. It's the week of Thanksgiving. Here we are. It's Wednesday. And I know that many of you are in the kitchen making preparations, and you might have family coming over, and hopefully you have thawed your turkey or
That's
your
right.
ham or whatever you have. We put ours in the refrigerator
About 5 days before.
a couple of days ago. We'll be having 21 with us
right.
for Thanksgiving. And my daughters are coming, and the help is on the way. I'm pretty limited as in my recovery and what I can and cannot do, but the wiser I am, I'm only doing what I can do. And what I can't do, I'm like, hey, I can't do that, and that's okay. And you will be doing the turkey and the ham, and the
But I
boys.
usually do that, so it's not a surprise.
No, but
Yeah.
you do it so
I love
well,
doing it.
and we like you doing that. And I set the table and decorated the table, and that took me a long time this year. I was just going really
set a beautiful
slow.
table.
But I was just going slow.
Yes.
So, but it will be wonderful, and we're excited.
Well, getting ready to go to a break here, but we are very excited of having the Sewells with us, Austin and Tracy, a number of their children with us. 3 other children are involved in the military, a daughter and 2 sons. This is a church family, Jesus's family, military family, just wonderful, wonderful people. And they do what they do. The left hand doesn't even know what the right hand is doing. They're just kind of doing what they're doing. They got recognized simply for being who they are. It's beautiful when you are what you're supposed to be.
Yes.
And so they really do incarnate the Holy Trinity family. And so they're a manifestation of the love of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. So we'll be right back. Plenty more to come. Please don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, you are at home with Jim and Joy, and today it is our privilege and honor to bring to you Austin and Tracy Sewell. And they have with them 5 of their children, who I'm going to let them introduce them. And they were the International Family of the Year for the Knights of Columbus, which is very exciting, and it's got to be a great honor. You can go to the Knights of Columbus website, kofc.org. And I just want to give a personal shout out to all the Knights, because the Knights of Columbus have provided over 10,000, and now I think they're up to 15,000 ultrasound machines in 15 years to pregnancy resource centers all throughout the country. And the Knights of Columbus, if you have bought turkey butts or Boston butts, whatever kind of Tootsie Rolls or suckers, whatever you purchase for them, their money goes to saving lives. And I love the Knights of Columbus.
How many children, we don't know,
We don't know.
have been
Oh,
saved
God
by
knows.
seeing the ultrasound, all the difference. I mean,
We
girl-
had one client who said this. She said, because of the ultrasound, she was abortion-minded, on the table, and she said, I didn't know you can fall in love with the heartbeat.
Wow.
Yeah,
powerful.
that's the power of those ultrasounds.
Oh yeah, 9 times over. I've
So we're
heard on
excited. Well, we're so excited to have the both of you and your beautiful family. For the sake of the audience and everyone wants to see, we have Austin and Tracy Sewell with us.
Thanks
But
for
we
having
want you to introduce your family, and then we can get back to work.
Some of your family.
Some of them.
Some of them, go ahead.
Yeah, some
Sue.
of them. So we have Luke and Gabriel, and then Jasmine, Jacob, and Joshua.
There you go. 5 representing.
5, yeah.
There you
5
go.
strong today.
Tell us about the 3 that are not here, a little bit about them and their service to our nation.
Well, my oldest is Robbie. He's in the Corps of Cadets with the Army ROTC at UNG. Next is Logan. He's at the United States Coast Guard Academy in Connecticut. So he's looking to serve in the Coast Guard. And our daughter recently took her oath of office at Georgia Tech for the Navy ROTC. So,
Wow. So you got them all over. And you guys have been all over.
yes.
We have.
Retired Marine, but I won't hold it against my kids.
Well, you've been to Iraq, Afghanistan.
Correct. I did 2 tours in Iraq, 1 as a helicopter pilot, 2 as a on the ground serving, 2 tours in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan.
Thank you for your service and your whole family's service to our nation. We appreciate you so very, very much.
Well, and what's so exciting, you went to Japan, you lived there for 8 years?
We did.
Okay, so tell our family about Japan, going there and being stationed there and coming back with more children.
You came back with
Yeah, we went with
Were they all your children? Did you just bring
Yeah.
children? Okay, go ahead. Tell
we
us.
thought we'd bring a few of the Japanese children back. No, actually, when our older daughter was 9 months, we moved to Japan with 3 of the kids and lived there. One section for 4 years in Okinawa, so small little prefecture off of mainland Japan, and he flew.
CH-46 Battle Frog helicopters with it.
And I think shortly before, it was always in between a deployment. We either found out we were pregnant, and then he would come home.
Glorious homecomings is what I call them.
He never missed a birth. Out of all the deployments,
That's
he
amazing.
never
God's
missed
grace.
a birth. I mean, one, he was getting ready to go fly, and that morning my water broke,
There
and my
you
water's
go.
never broken before. So he got out of his flight planning that morning.
Yep, got out the cockpit and
And
drove to
said,
the hospital.
We're going to have a baby.
We're gonna have
well,
a baby.
and thank you, beautiful Tracy, for, I mean, you follow your husband all over the world, and that's a big commitment
He let me follow him.
Thanks for rolling.
and a big sacrifice.
Tell us a little bit about yourselves. You know, that wasn't one of the questions we were thinking of, but just how you met and came together as such a beautiful couple, and maybe about your families that you come from a little bit.
Well, we met on a blind date in January of 1997, so that's when my clock starts in terms of when we met. I was actually going to prep school in Newport, Rhode Island. She was attending Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. So, you know, what smallest state in the union we met.
Right.
And the first night I was like, she's marriage material. I had no idea at the time that I would be the one that would marry her. I was just like, oh wow, she hits all the checks, smart, intelligent, beautiful. And I was fortunate, blessed, and thankful that she decided to hang with me. A little rough around the edges at that time, but
We both were.
Yeah.
Because he was a little bit, he'd been serving in the military for a while, and I was maybe what
Senior, about to
senior
graduate.
in college, so he's a little bit more worldly than I was, and he actually brought me into the faith because Austin was raised Catholic, so I did RCIA and converted to Catholicism and haven't looked back.
Thank God.
We have 4 children, all of them are married. And
That's a blessing.
Nathan, one of our sons-in-law, married Rebecca, and we talked about premarital counseling because he went to premarital counseling and shared. But he said, now thinking about premarital counseling, of all the questions, thinking about a wife and what you're looking for, now they have 8 children. He says, the key question is, can you see this woman as being a mother? Does she want to be a mother? Like, he wasn't thinking about that. He's got a beautiful, wife, and he's looking, she's a really attractive lady, and, what are you thinking? What's the stuff? But he says, now I understand, you need to understand there's someone, you might not be able to have children, but you still look, is she motherly? You're not thinking about motherliness.
Right.
You're thinking romance.
I wasn't thinking about it, but Tracy had it. I think what sold me, not that I needed more convincing, but I got sick. It was like the flu or something, and you know, she actually drove my car. I was actually going to school in Vermont. So after she graduated Brown, she stayed in Rhode Island. I went to Vermont. Well, I got sick visiting her in Rhode Island. She drove my car back with me, and it's, you know, sick on the side, and then she took a bus back, and I'm like, I have not rode a bus, a Greyhound bus, in I don't know how many years. I don't know if I would have done that, but I was overwhelmed with just the fact that she cared for me, and that's the whole embracing the sickness and the health. And from that point on, I was like, I know she'll take care of us and whatever family the Lord will grace us with over the years.
You know, we have a number of areas for you in terms of your involvement, you know, with the church, your involvement with the Knights. But as I was sharing in the green room before we came out, you know, just reading about you and watching some video and looking at things, and I'm not going to pretend that I know you all, but that verse came to me where Jesus was speaking his disciples about greatness, and he does that a number of times, and he was saying, you know, who's the greater one, the one who's sitting in the seat at the table being served, or the one who's serving? And then Jesus says, God with skin, God made poor, God with a face says, but I'm among you as one who serves. Imagine God saying that to you. I'm among you as one who serves. And we know that he washes their feet like a servant, like a slave. So that seems to be on you guys. Servanthood is what comes to me. You serve. Your marriage, children serving in a variety of ways. How did you get that? Did that come from your parents' upbringing? Did it come from conversion? Because that's a hallmark that's missing from too many of us and to this younger culture today. That I'm among you as one who serves, and that by giving your life away, you find your life. So speak to us about, why is this such a hallmark for you all? How did that happen? Or maybe you don't even, how did it come about? Who influenced you in this way?
I don't know, maybe watching him serve in the military started, because I was raised Christian, but not in the Catholic faith. My mom sort of strayed away from the church, I think, because it was, I don't know, it takes a special type of person, I think, I mean, you feel that call, but I think watching him serve and feeling that I needed to be there for him as he served, take care of our children, you know, maintain our marriage, that I know I believe that's how I did. And then having the church and a background, when we were in Japan and he deployed, it was our military church family.
Right.
We, especially as wives, at one point there were 8 of us that were pregnant at the same time when our husbands deployed.
Right.
So we had to serve each other, you know, lift each other up, and then you know, and be strong for the guys, because we knew, you know, they kind of needed us back home.
You say deployed, for those who aren't military people, you mean Japan's kind of like a safe place, but he's deploying to hostile areas, Afghanistan, Iraq, and you don't know. And so what I hear you saying is an aspect of servanthood was those military people understand community and being there and life and death and supporting one another in a way that a lot of civilians don't understand.
Yeah. And I mean, I think for us, you know, I grew up cradle Catholic, St. Mary's, Bryantown. Our family raised us, you know, to serve. So it wasn't just going to church, it was partaking in the service to the church, whether it was ushering, whether it was helping out, fundraising with the youth group. So we, you know, just having that, and then the military service of, you know, I know Marines are known for, you know, being warriors, but I found one of the most gratifying was, you know, serving humanitarian efforts. So I think that, coupled with our faith and service in the church, we just naturally raised our kids to do that. And I know as they're young, they see it as like, you know, well, you know, it seems like we're always serving. How about others? And I was like, well, you're setting the example for them. You're motivating them, and they'll eventually get there. So I think that, you know, faith in action with the Knights, showing your faith through service, I think really speaks to it. We can talk all day, but I think just being that humble servant and doing what the church needs, what the Lord needs, and what we're called to do is important.
Well, I think it's so important. 2 words are important that this culture doesn't take up, and it's suffering. Nobody wants to suffer. Certainly you had to suffer in being separated. You had to suffer in saying to our country, here I am, you know, my life is not my own, I'm your man. And then you alongside. So it's suffering and sacrifice right? And that's your foundation in your faith journey. But then it just flows out in your marriage and with your children. It's like, this is what we do. And so your children, they're just raising it. They don't know, like, nobody else is doing this. Like, you know, and I'm sure they've said that to you. Nobody else does what we do.
Speak to us about the ways that you all are serving, or the children are serving in the church.
Okay, well, I sing in the choir. The kids altar serve.
So
We have
5 of the boys so far have altar served, and 6 is coming up soon.
Yeah, and some of the older boys, they also lector, as Austin lectors, and he's an extraordinary minister of.
And usher as well. So I
Right.
do usher, extraordinary minister, lector, and we've had 3 of our older children who were lectors as well. So.
You know, the
2 of the boys were
serving
nuns.
at the altar, the boys serving. You know, it's just how they conduct themselves. I don't know how they conduct themselves. I'm sure it's good. But you know, we see
in a while,
we see a lot
that's
of we see. It's so nice when you have altar servers that understand the dignity of that, of doing that.
The reverence of it.
And Joy understands where they come from, the families, because you know that boy's in that family. Those 3 kids are in, and it's just, wow, it says something about the family when you're seeing those kids up there. So they need to know that. That looks good on them.
And we've been blessed in the sense that, I mean, we have a great pastor at our church, Father Joe. Deacon Joe is literally our next door neighbor who is, you know, really responsible for training and upbringing the kids through the altar service. So I think the community of St. Teresa and Douglasville has been phenomenal with just the examples that we've had. So I feel like, honestly, sometimes we're just trying to catch up and keep up with the
And
pack
give back
because
to the way that the way, I mean, they welcomed us with open arms. He ran into one young lady who met us when we first arrived about 11 years ago. And they ushered us downstairs to the
Welcome
new
to
member,
the-
the new members, and I don't think we hadn't seen each other, especially with the pandemic
Yeah.
and attending the different masses. And they're like, wow.
She didn't realize we had that many kids because we're never in the pew together. We usually
Right.
have 3 altar serving, me lecturing, and my wife in the choir. So when they do get to see us, you know, sitting
Oh,
together.
wait a minute, that's who they all belong
Wow,
to.
that's
Yeah.
quite a few
They
of
put us-
them.
They put us together after a while.
That is exciting.
That's great. We're going to take a break. I'm going to hold you over for the final segment.
Okay.
And maybe we can speak when we come back. What's the foundation? What's the glue that enables an expression of faith, you know, within the church? So plenty more to come. We'll be right back. Please don't go away. Welcome back. Having a great conversation with Austin and Tracy Sewell, the International Family of the Year for the Knights of Columbus this year, 2022. It's great to be with you. When we were going to break, we wanted to share about what's the most important thing or some key things that happen to develop and keep faith at the center of a family. What do you find is of necessity?
Well, that's pretty simple for us. Family that prays together stays together. So for dinner, we eat several times a week, as often as we can, but usually about 3 to 4 times a week, we'll get the whole family together for dinner. We say our prayers, and then before we even touch our food or meal. So that's very important to us. A couple years ago, we did the Arise Ministry, small faith community, where, you know, it's very similar to a bit of a Bible study of sorts for the non-Catholics. But we found that the prayer and the community with our family was really the key, the hallmark, the bedrock, the foundation that we build our family on. So,
Yeah. Because I think we probably built stronger family relationships with other our church members, our church family, just through Arise. The kids are, you know, friends with we have a couple other larger families in our, like 7 children, and even some of the smaller, the teenagers
Right.
are, you know, growing up together.
Yeah.
All of us, you know, knowing each other in, you know, church functions, family functions. But just prayer, because we're in several different directions throughout the week, throughout the day, you know, everyone, we come in and we try to be like clockwork. Doesn't always work out, but that's the one time that we can pull everybody together. How was your day?
Right.
Yep.
Anything important happen, you know, crazy stuff goes on at school, you get a phone call or some text message or message sent out to the school, this happened at school today, hey, what happened, what do you know about this, how
Right.
are you? And even if
Wow.
it's just those few minutes, even, you know, middle school, elementary school, coming back from COVID, we were at home, but then sending everybody back out, you know, especially like we had, our youngest is now kindergarten, and before that, I mean, it was an adjustment.
Yeah.
And so the biggest thing is just finding our center, coming back, you know, getting a chance to pray together. We miss that with the older kids not being around, but I think we still have enough
They
seats
get a
at
dose
the,
when they come home, always.
Yeah, no.
We had a
and
few-
they appreciate it because
I
they,
hope
they
so,
kind of
yeah.
like fit right in. It's like,
routine.
yeah.
Like, okay.
And what we find too is that when they bring friends over, sometimes it seems odd to them because maybe they don't have the same experience, but they enjoy it. They're like, I really
yeah.
like this, and they're almost looking around excited. I'm like, well, it's pretty standard for us, but
Right.
I do realize that everyone doesn't have it, and we
And
try.
surprisingly, we didn't have it growing
No,
up.
no.
We found out that I didn't have that foundation
Right.
with family. We never ate together
Yeah.
and prayed together as a family. And I'm one of 7 children. My mom tried to raise us as best she could as Christians, but you know,
Right.
it's just a good foundation for us. So-
It's a strong foundation, and the beautiful part, I didn't have that either. I had 7 brothers and sisters, but we had mealtime together, and like that happened every night. But we didn't pray. I had a radical conversion, and then I brought prayer to my family. And so, and then they would come to our house to visit, and you set the stage.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're trying to be super spiritual.
No.
You're just trying to be grateful, and you're just trying to live it out in your ordinary life and say, wait a minute, we just want to thank God
Take
here.
a pause for a few minutes just to be
Right.
thankful. You know, not just at Thanksgiving, but now Thanksgiving, getting ready
Yeah.
to cook this turkey and ham and
Right.
make sure I have everything for everybody. Just take a moment to be thankful that we're here in 2022. You know,
Yeah.
after like trying to get back to normal. So
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking of I often quote this, our bishop during the Year of Faith said, I was asking him, do you want to come on the show and share about faith? And he says, what, it's really pretty simple. He says, if our people knew what a sacrament was, what the sacrament is, they would never leave the faith. So prayer in the home, and it's not just prayer, but prayer is that union with God. Speak to us about the power of the Eucharist or sacraments in your children's lives in the home. Because that's something that we can't do. God's doing, that's grace. We can't do grace. We can call upon grace. We can discipline our kids. We can be a good example, but you don't do grace. Grace does you.
Yeah.
And so you bring them to the sacraments, to the church, to say, there's something happening here that's not happening at home.
Yeah.
Speak to us about the power of making First Communion or the Holy Eucharist or
Confession.
impact. Yeah.
it's
It's critical. I mean, I
Yeah.
think we go to church, and I tell my kids every week, what could be greater than, we get to, partake in the Eucharist of God every week.
It's the heavy artillery.
It's
I
present.
mean, it's there.
It's
a reset.
present in the
It's a reset.
it's present at the altar. I mean, that's what we believe as Catholics, and it resets you for the week. I mean, I know when I'm having an off week. If I've traveled and I don't go to church, and I have to go to confession, and I get the reset. By going to church, it grounds you and levels you, and we get to do that every week. So the sacraments of, like all my kids, from First Holy Communion to confirmation, from baptism on,
Right.
it's they know that they are part of the Catholic community, and they know that the Lord came here for sacrifice for our sin and redemption, and we can find and we can achieve heaven through Him. So for us, the church and the sacraments really speak to that. I mean,
Right.
that's, we could talk
Yes.
hours on that.
Right.
So-
Well, and it's so beautiful being the domestic church. I mean, because you are doing what the world can't do, and even what the church can't do. Church is limited, right? I mean, the church gives us all the power to be the best husband, to be the best wife, and the children are looking at you too. But the beautiful thing about kids is, they're just passing through us,
Yeah.
and they're not ours.
Yeah.
And we have a responsibility, and you're like, Lord, did I do it all right? When they're getting married and they're leaving and cleaving, you're like, so many mistakes. But that's the beauty of just saying, I'm sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
do it all right. you know, I did my best, and we work it out. And you know what? When the family grows and changes, really, you just have the two of you and Jesus. And that's, the kids are looking and say, how do mom and dad forgive? How do mom and dad reconnect? How do mom and dad say I'm sorry, do sorry, and make that work?
I think what you said hits the nail. I think the Pope said it best, and we live by that every day. It's a daily exercise of forgiveness. I mean, I think that's a hallmark of what, you know, kind of kept us together.
Well, thank you for opening up your lives to us. We look forward to spending Thanksgiving a show with you all.
Awesome.
And so we hope that you've enjoyed this show and that you're encouraged with all the attacks and breakdowns of the family. What a wonderful family we have here in the Knights of Columbus International Family of the Year. Keep it on EWTN. Bye now.